it's Jane, it's the end of June and you're joining me on a very blustery day down at the allotment, but things are starting to happen. So yeah, let's have a little look around. Oh my goodness, we've had the strangest weather in the UK. We had a week of pretty much solid rain, and then toward the end of last week it started to get hotter and hotter, and then yesterday, I don't know if it broke records, but it was very, very hot. I think it was the early 30s. So really there was not a lot we could do in the garden other than just make sure it was all watered and was ticking along okay. So I've taken advantage of today, when it's a bit cooler, a little bit breezy, to come and get some maintenance jobs done. So I am going to be supporting the asparagus. Come on, asparagus. I don't know, it makes me laugh. I'll show you what I do with my broad beans. Oh, and yes, I'm going to dig up my garlic. I think I'm in for a bit of a surprise. And also, I've got a real good news story about the little plot of earth behind me. So I'll fill you in on that in a minute.
Remember these poorly little sunflowers and their last-minute reprieve?
Well, can you believe it? They've been and gone and picked themselves up, and I don't know if you can see it from there. You can probably just see a load of canes. But this is where I put those poor old dying, ready for the compost sunflowers last week, with really not much hope of them taking, but whereas they're never really going to be the same size, or maybe they will, as their older, healthier cousins, which are down there. I'm really quite impressed with these, but I'll show you what's convinced me they're going to be okay. I'm just going to unclip you and we'll go and take a look. Okay, if we take a look at this one here, this is one of the darker flowered ones, which is why it's got speckled leaves. But last week, all the leaves looked like that. You see, these are still remaining, not very healthy at all. But this week, if you have a little look here, can you see the new growth? And whenever you see new growth like that, whether you've taken cuttings or whether you're worried a plant has died and, you know, whether it's given up the ghost or not, if you can see new growth coming at the end of the stem like that, the top of the stem, that means that some sort of connection has been made between there and under the soil down there. So, yeah, it was worth transplanting them. Let's just take a little look at the other one. Well, there's a few. Oh, let's have a look at this one. It's very windy now. Now look at this. These leaves, I mean, they're crispy. And it was well watered in, but they were the leaves from last week. Just take a little looky here at the leaves from this week. I mean, aren't they gorgeous? Look at these tiny little dainty things. So yeah, really, really pleased with that. And, you know, we've been talking about things not working out, and we all know you have to take the rough with the smooth in gardening, but who'd have thought from what we were left with last week and the sweet corn disappointment that we were going to have, well, we've got the makings of quite a nice little sunflower patch. I can't wait now. I can't tell you how thrilled I am to see this little pair of nasturtium leaves. A lovely friend of mine gave me some seeds from some nasturtiums she had last year, and to be honest, I forgot all about them until fairly recently, and I popped them in here thinking really, you know, they'd stand a good a chance here as anywhere, and oh look, oh hold on, they're coming up. I'm so oh, we don't want that. I am so thrilled. And where those two have come up, that makes me think there must be more. So, my dreams of having nasturtiums all over the bed are not yet scuppered. I know that's only 2 plants, but I bet there's more in there. I'll probably curse them a bit later on for spreading too much, but there you go, what a lovely surprise. And wouldn't you know it, oh, it's the first of the courgettes. Oh, we're going to be so sick of them so soon, but what a lovely sight to see. Oh, things are happening. Now, I know many people have been harvesting their broad beans, well, for a while now, for about a month. But remember, these were spring sown because our autumn sown ones pretty much all died, apart from one or two, which is a bit odd. But you can see we're getting lots of pods on there, and oh, they are starting to fatten up. So, some time ago, I started taking the tops off to let them bush out a bit and fill up, and then I stopped, and I don't know why. So what I've got to do today, I mean, you can see they're quite high, they're about 4 foot tall there, is just go round and clip, clip, clip the tops off so the goodness can go into fattening up those beans. It's not as easy as it sounds when you've got a whole row of gorgeous cropping peas just on that side of the broad beans. Note to self, leave a path between. In fact, there was a path between, but it sort of got overgrown. But yeah, I'm just taking these tops off. They've still got flowers on some of them, but they're not going to come to anything now. Or if they are, I'm not interested. I want the ones that are on the lower branches. So obviously we're going to keep all these tops. I don't know if you can eat broad bean leaves. There's the thing, you can eat all your leaves off your brassicas and everything, but what about your broad bean leaves? There's something to ponder. Let me know if you have, or if they're incredibly poisonous. Yeah, some of these, like I say, I've already done, but won't do them any harm. Got some gorgeous flowers on. I think these are probably going to be harvested over quite a long period because some are a lot more advanced than the others. I'll probably keep them. I could do what I'd really like, and I want to make one of those aprons that you fold up and has a little pouch on to gather things, because even for just doing things like that, it'd be a lot easier to do this than throw it over there, because that'll just get forgotten about now. Right, okay, oh heavens. So now, until we find out whether these are incredibly poisonous or a chef's delight, these are going on the compost heap. Well, I wasn't expecting that. And here's another very quick, very straightforward maintenance job to be done, which should only take a few minutes, but you know what these things are like. But yeah, all the asparagus now, the fronds are quite high, and you can see just in a breeze today, they're blowing all over the place. So what I'm going to do is put a stick, or maybe at intervals, maybe just one at either end, and wrap a bit of string around it all the way around and basically fence them in. So I know they need to blow about a little bit, but I don't want them to be blown completely flat. So yeah, I'm going to get on with that now. There we go. It can blow away to its heart's content there, and I know it's not going to snap. Here's something else that's been really quick to bolt in this weather we've been having, and that's our spinach. We have had some really nice crops from it, and it is pretty easy to grow again, so we will be growing another line. but maybe somewhere a little bit different, I don't know. But yeah, lots of people have said it, their things have been bolting very quickly this year, and I've never known spinach go to seed this quickly. But the insects are still enjoying it. These bark chippings that we put down last year for the pat are providing a gorgeous medium for growing weeds in. So I think, yeah, the lesson there is, much as they look great when they first go down, if they're already well rotted when you're putting them down, they're just going to look, they're just absolutely perfect. They're nicer than the soil we've actually got in a lot of the beds, because it's just rotting down bark. But yeah, speaking of that, Terry King, I know, has done, he's doing an experiment using his bark chippings as compost. I can't remember the ins and outs of it, but go over and have a look at Robotic Allotment Gardener. I can't remember exactly what he's doing with it, but basically he's making compost from his paths, which is a great idea. So I think once this has gone to mulch too much, then this will just literally get tipped onto the beds. But the reason I'm sitting here in a very uncomfortable position is the elephant garlic. I really want to get this done and dusted today, because I don't know, well, if you saw the video a couple of weeks ago, I took out my red, I keep getting them mixed up, red Duke garlic, which had done really, really well. Let me take those off, which had done really well. And just as an experiment, and because I'm a very impatient person, I took up one of the elephant garlic, which many people didn't like me doing and told me it was too early, but it was fine. I just wanted to see how it was doing, and it was doing great until I took it home. Oh, I'm looking now, oh dear. I took it home and realised as I opened it that there was like, I don't know what you call it, an egg off the leaf miner, not the leaf miner itself, but like the small brown casing. It's about like a little grain of rice, brown. So obviously the garlic had leaf miner, and I didn't actually come across the grub, which was a bit worrying. We probably ate that, but there was evidence it was there. So before, I mean, if we didn't have leaf miner at all around these parts, I would leave this for probably another couple of weeks, but it is dying back now. And so I think today is the day I'm going to dig it up. And I mean, just looking now, well, there's one here that's not looking too healthy. But anyway, I'll dig it up and see what we get, if I can get up. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, looky, looky. Oh my goodness. Can you see that? Let's turn this round. Yep. Quite pleased with that. Right, let's go for the others. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oops. Okay. I think they're probably big enough for me. What do you think? Come on, little one. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay. I don't know if you can see this. Let me turn you around. Oh, wobbly wobbly. Can you see that? Wow. Talk about save the best one for last. Look at this. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to speed all this up so you won't hear all the whoops of surprise and everything in me doing this, but oh my goodness, how's about that? I'm absolutely thrilled. Oh, Isn't it just glorious when things work out? Did I mention my garlic? Oh my goodness, I've given it a bit of, well, I've got the clods of mud off. It still needs a proper clean really, but that's going to do it for now. I'll put it in the greenhouse so it's dry, or maybe actually I'll probably put it in the shed so it's dry. Let it dry out a bit, and then I'll probably chop it from, oh my goodness, it's heavy. It'd be interesting to weigh it actually. Probably from about there. Chop half the roots off, and that's it. Just leave it in a basket or somewhere dry and use it as you wish. For one, actually I'm going to take one of those home tonight and do the whole wrap it in foil thing, as I've done that before, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's lovely with ordinary garlic, but yeah, big bit of foil, put it in the oven for about an hour, medium heat. Oh, it's such a treat afterwards. Makes you really antisocial for about a fortnight, but really, really lovely. The other thing as well that I've done this time is I've collected all the little mini bits. Let's see if you can see these without me killing too many strawberries. All the tiny, tiny ones. I'm going to turn you around there. There we go. And what I'm going to do with these, plant those, put them in compost. It'll take a year for them to form a proper clove, which you can then plant and get your garlic, which might be as good as that. So there's quite a lot there, and to be honest, elephant garlic is quite expensive to buy. So yeah, if I can get a few cloves growing from those, I'll be really, really pleased. But yes, very pleased with that. And yeah, I think I may have touched on it before, but there is that change in the season now. I know it's the end of June, but you sort of hit that patch however long you've been gardening for. Well, maybe not, but with me, I mean, I've been gardening for a good few years now. And you learn things all the time without realising that you're learning them, but you will always hit a patch of doubt. And for me, really, the last couple, 2 or 3 weeks, yeah, that doubt set in. My sweet corn didn't come. We found out, you know, the garlic I did pick had leaf miner in, just the one, so fingers crossed for these. You know, various different things go wrong, and you do start to think, why on earth am I doing it? But then you hit a day like today and it's just great, not just because of the garlic, but seeing new things coming up and seeing things come to fruition, or vegition. There should be a vegition, shouldn't it, really, as well as the fruits. Anyway, so yeah, so it's not big harvest time by any means, but yeah, it's a sort of day where you can come and decide what you're having for tea. So you saw me clip off the tops of my spring sown broad beans before, but the autumn ones that did survive, there were about 3 plants. I've managed to get some lovely broad beans from them, and I love broad beans, absolutely love them. I've got some delicious new potatoes, and I've got some of our garden soiled kale. So yeah, that's the basis of our tea tonight. Oh, and a garlic. Yeah, so you just sort of come along, you can pick and choose. And believe you me, before I go tonight, I'm going to be picking a few of those strawberries as well. So things are good. Yeah, things are good. Things always turn for the best. What else to tell you? I don't think I'm going to chatter on that much this week, actually, because this is probably far too long already. Oh, but thank you so much to everyone who asked about my back. As you can see, it's much, much better now. It's still a bit stiff. And it's actually, I think it's my hip. I've pulled a muscle in my hip, so it's just a bit awkward. But yeah, that's a lot better. It's a lot better when I'm moving around, actually. If I sit still for quite a period of time, it seems to lock up. So that's very good. And thank you to all of you who put your thumbs up. This is going to be a bit of a thing. You can tell this, can't you? Thank you to those of you who put your thumbs up. To thank those of you who put the thumbs down, but you know, you're all very, very welcome. I just wish that if you did put a thumbs down, could you just explain your reasoning? If you've gone to the trouble of doing it, just tell me why, because it might be something I can improve. I'm sure I've got so many things I could improve, let's face it. So that's my little niggle. It's out the way. It doesn't bother me really at all. But the last video, bloomin' heck, people went for it on that one. I know it wasn't the best, but crikey, I got 8. Never had 8 before, nearly in double figures. So after this, I'll probably get double figures for this one. But yeah, anyway.